Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward.
Thursday. Not
you
as
know
bad.
what? Thank you, D-Mac, because that's where I'm going to go. We got a ton of stuff to get to. Brad Holmes addressed the media today. My name's Neil Rule. That guy's Darren McCarty. KG's in the building. KG, what's really good?
My bad. You know what's really good? The fucking Pistons.
That's right, man. Big dub. Big dub. Spencer Raxter, I know you were taking it in last night.
Oh, yeah. Pause. But, yeah. Just the guy is different, man. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren's playing well. Asar Thompson played some nasty-ass defense on Trae Young. And not everybody on a couple possessions. He was all over the place. But
how about them vets?
How about them vets, man? Taking care of business.
Absolutely. We'll be joined by Mark Spears from ESPN coming up at noon. He's got a tight window, but he does want to come on, and we're gonna talk to him about Cade, because Mark was the one. And if you're following Woodward on all the social platforms, we put the clip of him talking on ESPN about it. He said Cade Cunningham is a fringe MVP candidate. Not gonna win it. He was appropriate about it, but he was the first national guy I saw that was like, you guys need to pay attention to what's going on with this dude. So props to him. We're going to have him on.
And that'll be interesting. When did he first see it, Neil? Did he cover him back in college, too? Who knows? We'll find out. But nice to get its props. Like you always see, there is third, fourth, fifth place voting. And does show you that he's on the precipice of being one of the elite if he's not already.
No, and that's why I felt it was important to get him on here, because I don't know if, and I know why, but like with the scope of the Lions and what they had going on, and they were kind of sucking all the attention, and rightfully so. I don't think not all the Detroit sports fans realize what Cade's doing, and it's special what he's doing, and we're going to talk to Mark Spears about it. But, D-Mac, you brought up the weather. I have to congratulate the winter on breaking me. It broke me. And here's how it did it.
I just heard a whole bunch of Michigan fans in the chat and around the world going, yes, finally.
Yeah,
right?
It did. And here's how it did it. Today felt warm.
Yeah.
It was 25 degrees warmer this morning than it was yesterday morning.
That shit felt like 50.
And it's still below freezing, but it doesn't matter. I was thankful to get it. There wasn't a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
Right.
Numbing your skin instantly.
Not a lot of ice on the road.
Well, I mean,
a little bit, but
a little
not
bit of
as
snow
bad
and
as-
stuff like
Now,
that.
listen, okay.
Uh-oh.
Fucking Jesus Christ, people. There's maybe a half of an inch of snow on the ground out there. Driving like there's 10 inch. Listen, I'm all
it's
for being
annoying.
safe. I'm all for being careful. If you're driving 20 miles under the speed limit, just stay home. Like, you're obviously too scared. If you want to go 5 under, even 10 under and get all the way over to the right lane, that's fine. But 20 miles under the speed limit, you're obviously too scared to operate a motor vehicle in this stuff. It's not even an inch of snow on the ground.
I ain't gonna lie, Spenny. I was sort of on my drive in here wondering if you was gonna get caught up in the mix-up on 696 or something. If you would be running behind.
It's on Woodward more than 696.
Yeah.
People going 20 miles an hour on Woodward. I'm like, what are we doing?
How was your drive down from the castle?
It was fine. I mean, it was a little sticky, a little more traffic than usual, but everything was okay though. We're cool, and I was happy. I was happy my skin didn't burn on contact of the outside.
Yeah, the hands. Hey, fist pump today, Chase. A lot warmer, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
So it is, and the only thing that could make me warmer is if maybe my baseball team signed a free agent.
I know, right? That would be nice.
Oh, now
right?
you're just going A. You're just going for A. You're not
Between
going
grief
sign.
and nothing. I'll take grief. You give me something, for Christ's sake. Steve-O, baby, Neil, I just shoveled my driveway because real men don't use snow blowers. Steve-O, you know what's funny? I prefer the shovel to the snowblower. I do, believe it or not.
Hell no.
But guess what? Real men have heart attacks. So.
Well, and the thing is, too, like, once it gets above 3 inches, then you have to use a snowblower. Like, you don't have a choice. But, Steve-O, baby, I'm with you. If it's, if it's like 2 inches, because you can just you can just almost be a human plow with the shovel. So, everything's all good. Steven Syrett, Pistons, 4-seed playoff coming up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why do we do this all day? We did it with the Red Wings because I was thinking about some cross comparisons with the Red Wings.
Flag
and the
out,
Pistons.
Spenny. Get your Pistons flag time.
2 wins out of the fourth. I'd put my Pistons flag up.
I
doing
think
it?
No.
It's achievable. And listen, we looking for something to latch on to after
Should we
the
do
Lions.
it? Like they're in a playoff spot, right? I said the systems run concurrent.
I am not putting up a car flag until a playoff is locked.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but I feel
I'll tell
like
you what, those 35-plus wins looking pretty fucking good, though.
that is true.
Damn good.
Will you put it up after they got 35-plus wins?
I get $600. So I put 75 on them to win 35.
No, I know, but will you put the flag up like?
Oh,
if it's in the run, but they hit the money, and so like you can maybe use all that energy off of getting the win. I mean, you'd be open to that, right?
I would be open to that.
Okay, open to it. Get there first, because that's checkpoint.
I just don't want to be scorned again because I put the Red Wings car flag up too early last year.
See, you can't operate life in that manner, Spaggy.
I think it is. We need to clinch the playoffs, and then.
But then I feel like you're a bandwagon
I'll put a
fan.
Red Wings and a Pistons car flag up if they clinch the playoffs. One on each side.
I don't know. I think I'm going. I'll have to order one. I have to admit, I don't have.
I don't have a
But
Pistons
that's
car
okay.
flag. No.
There was no reason to have one for quite some time.
I have to admit, I do not have one.
I remember when we did the whole car flag thing last year, my dad found his car flag from
back in the day.
In the garage, and it was like brown and shit.
Not even red.
No, hell no.
Chuck Brewer in the chat. Cade,
sorry.
Chuck Brewer in the chat. Cade made that great point guard, quote, great point guard in Atlanta look like a civilian.
Yeah.
100% he did. Trae Young is not on his level.
No. Trae Young was in a gas chamber trying to deal with Cade and Nassar.
Yes, he was.
Hey, Spinny, our Cade Grant Hill take ain't looking too bad.
Yeah,
right
what
now.
happened, people?
I'm trying to tell you.
Come on.
The great Grant Hill that demanded a trade.
Best player in Detroit since Isaiah Thomas.
It's not looking too bad.
Tapped out.
Spenny, at least you inspired your dad to clean the garage. And also too, wasn't Trae Young flavors of the seasons for a few times?
Yeah, for a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute.
He's having a
like
good year.
They thought he was the next Steph.
But to your point, right, where you guys just don't even say, like,
He's
Cade's
all right.
not even.
He's just okay.
They're not even on the same level.
No.
He's
they're-
not-
No, but that's what I'm saying. So the people that have been sleeping on this team, as Neil said earlier, or don't understand the greatness of Cade Cunningham, like our guest who was one of the first on it, like it's something that everybody's finding out.
Yeah, Trae Young has reached his peak. Like this is what Trae Young is good, and he's a very good player. He's probably, he's more than likely going to be an All-Star this year. He's leading the league in assists, I'm pretty sure. He got shut down by the Pistons, but there's only a limited role of what he can be in this league, and that's a very good player. But Cade Cunningham hasn't even begun to peak. Cade Cunningham has MVP upside. Trae Young doesn't have that. And there's nothing against him. It's just
he's a fine local basketball player.
Like Meek Mill said, pre-Diddy, there's levels to this shit. So
pre-Diddy.
I hate that pre-Diddy is a era now.
Meek had some bangers.
It's like BC before Christ.
Yeah.
It's pre-Diddy.
Yeah.
That's sad. It's sad though the whole way that all went down.
It was a different world.
Yeah, it certainly was. I hate that. That's Tammy Chin. Horrible ride to work for us, but the kids are back in school. Boy, Chris, close to 2 feet of snow in some spots here on the west side of Michigan.
Damn.
That snow over there.
You can drive 20 miles and under 2 feet of snow. That's fine. Not in an inch and a half. Like, come on. We've all lived here for a while now.
Jeff Reviews in the chat. Through my Jeep in snow mode, had no problems driving around this morning.
Exactly.
This is going to inflame some of the people. The EV's all-wheel drive. Had no issues.
No.
Had no issues. Posted highway speeds.
I got the snow mode on the Blazer.
Yep, 100%.
Does work.
Everything was cool. But yeah, so we're gonna get into that Piston stuff for sure. And I do think that we're gonna lead with it because I had a couple of questions. Now, don't worry, everyone. Calm yourself. We're going to get to the football.
We got Brad Holmes' audio from his press conference.
Tons
today.
of stuff to overanalyze because it's all we got.
That's true. Fuck, that's sad.
It is. How are you guys with the stages of grief?
I'm at acceptance now.
Okay, so you're pretty much home free.
I'm pretty much home free.
Okay.
To be real, I'm not accepting it until the new season starts, but overall, I'm not as mad as I was before.
D-Mac, where you at?
No, I'm proud of Spenny because he got it all out. He got the egg and emptied the barrel and stuff. No, I knew we were going to be here. Was this? Did you think it would be this soon? I don't know. Maybe not this quick, but this is the way it goes. Now it's more interested. Who's next man up? Is it from within the organization? Without, right. I mean, you see other guys leaving. You know, the one we knew. Well, I guess none of them are a surprise. Even Terrell Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess when there is a surprise, that'll be it. I guess it's on to, okay, do you have a wish list?
Yeah. And to be honest, the Pistons being good has kind of helped ease that pain because I have another team to look forward to.
That is one thing. There was a lightning rod for me to channel my anger in Ben Johnson, so that helped.
Yeah.
Had a couple crash outs. Had a couple crash outs, got it out. There was a lightning rod to direct that anger towards, and Cade Cunningham being him is helping ease it.
Couple crash outs, no doubt.
Couple crash outs for sure.
I like that you're a self-aware man. D-Mac, you made a good point. He's a self-aware man. I've always give Spenny credit for that.
No, that's it. I sit here and I watch as his therapist and just like let him go. Let him do it.
You gotta get it out.
You have to, because now you move on.
Yep.
Hey, did you know Ryan Ermanni called you and Spinny's exchange the best, Woodward sports programming in quite some time, the best 30 seconds of Woodward.
I got a couple of of those messages on the social medias and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, that's why Spenny and I, are down with each other though, because you can do that.
Yeah,
we can do that. We can get in our feelings. That's the point of all this.
No,
Man.
absolutely.
Yeah, like my problem was like the Commanders fans because they're still hanging around for some reason.
They got it, bro. Y'all got it, big dog.
But I guess Philadelphia doesn't have a Woodward Sports either.
No.
So we're learning a lot of things they don't have, rodent control.
I want the Commanders to beat Philly so bad.
I do. I want to see the Commanders in the Super Bowl.
Don't get me wrong. It'll feel good if they lose, but I hate Philly. I hate Philly. I go beat Philly.
That's kind of where I am.
Who do you hate more?
I want Nick
Chicago?
Sirianni to lose his job.
Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, Chicago for sure.
Trying to put things in perspective.
So
like
here's
Chicago
the deal
the
with
city.
that. As you bring that up, D-Mac, I really like Chicago, the city. Really like it. Fan of it. Love going there. Get excited to go there. I hate their sports teams. On the Philly side of it, I hate the city. Don't like being there. Don't ever want to go there. We'll have to in the future, I'm sure. But, whatever. I'll just wait for it to be over. Obligations, and then I'll move on. Like the city, Chicago, cool. The city, Philadelphia, not cool. Fair?
Fair.
Okay.
Less rats.
And the old
Philly cheesesteak
Overrated.
or pizza.
No, pizza.
Or
The pizza all day.
Chicago pizza.
I'm
The
taking a
deep dish.
Chicago dog over a Philly cheesesteak.
I'll take Chicago dog over
%.
Chicago pizza.
dogs are great.
Yeah, they are. I love them too, man.
I like
But
Chicago.
I don't know
But the
what it is.
sports teams are garbage.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about putting a pickle on a hot dog that makes it elite.
Yeah.
But it does,
Yeah.
and I can't explain why. I don't know if it's a texture thing or whatever it is. Anyway, though, I'll run the ball in the chat. Says, geez, Neil, I was 2 seconds from hitting the X button. Get to the football. That's what we're all here for, SMH. Hey, run the ball. Like, we're going to have a whole show of it.
Hey,
See you later, bud.
Run the ball. We were in passing formation.
Yes,
We still have an hour and 45 minutes.
Sorry,
God
bro.
damn.
Yeah.
Let us fucking catch up.
Yeah, and we're talking heavy Pistons to start, so you can fucking leave.
Woodward Sports chat thread. And just the reaction to it, because I asked the people where they're at with it. Real cream of wheat, I'm always in anger mode. Okay, that's fine. Steve Wilds, I'm good now. But Art Vandelay, I'm not ready to visit the gravesite yet.
Yeah.
So, and again, there is no catch-all solution for it. This is like we were talking about pizza. This is like pizza toppings. Everybody's built a little bit different.
Draft talk is hurting me right now still. I don't want to talk draft right now, but it is what it is.
I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
I'm fighting that. I'm fighting that. 12-pack. How about them Buckeyes? We'll ask KG.
Get the fuck out of her. Don't ask me no shit like that. Anyway,
Congratulations.
shout out to them.
No, it's all good. It was always going to be a rebuilding year, right?
Yeah, okay. Let's move on.
Okay. I'm doing it. DJ Justice, yes, Pistons talk. Yeah, we are going to get there. Caesar Sportsbook, everybody. If you're like Spencer Raxter and you foresaw what the Detroit Pistons were going to do this year, because you can talk about it and say, I thought they were going to be better. Spencer's got the Caesar Sportsbooks receipts, by the way, because Spenny he didn't just talk about it, he beat about over what, 38 wins?
35.
Oh, over 35 wins. What was it? Plus 675?
Yeah. $75 on it.
And guess what? If it was his first bet with Caesar Sportsbook and he used the promo code Woodward1000 when he placed it, even if the bet lost, he would get it back as a free bonus bet. But he won't be, because he's going to win that bet. You can scan the QR code on the screen right now. You can jump in that space as well. Use the promo code Woodward1000 when you make your first deposit. And if you lose your first bet all the way up to $1,000, everybody, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. Almost like a do-over. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. And by the way, oh yeah, it's Caesars, everybody. What are we talking about here? So you know it's running clean. You know it's easy to read. All of it. Again, use a promo code Woodward1000. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce here every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards. That's today, 2 to 4. Check it out where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that I trusted for 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase kicking it in the Chase Lounge as well. But the Pistons got a win yesterday. We're going to get to the Brad Holmes stuff, all right? We got it chopped and whipped, mixed and scratched. We got it all ready to go. All right, we're going to get there. We're going to be joined by Mark Spears, basketball writer for ESPN, television presence for them as well, senior writer for them, to talk about Cade Cunningham because he deserves to be talked about because he's a man on a mission. And I guess for this, D-Mac, I saw in the chat somebody said this, and it really, this was a little bit ago, and I'm sorry that I missed who it was, but you know who you are. Props to you. They had a great point. They said the Red Wings don't have their Cade Cunningham. Is Cade Cunningham now in that lore in Detroit sports? Is he there now? Seems to be.
I believe probably this is his foot in the door.
Yeah.
Right now, we're experiencing right now with how many 30-point games has he had? How much dominance do we see right now as he's leading it? I think it's like, you know how you always say Penny Sewell, gold jacket loading from day one, and now it's pretty much hanging in the locker just waiting to be till he retires. Well, I think he's not through the door, but he's made his entrance. Maybe the car's pulled up and he's walking down the red carpet. Like, everybody knows he's here. So in saying that, he's sort of like a pillar, right? A pillar, not only for the organization, but in the city.
Where does he rank?
As the athlete. Like, not only, well, when you think Detroit Pistons, you think Cade Cunningham to begin with. But you guys, last week or a couple months ago, were talking about, and I don't know if it was you, Neil, or it was Sean, or somebody was talking about Cade Cunningham and had Isaiah Thomas in the same sentence. Spenny, right? So if Spenny in this younger generation, this is your Isaiah Thomas. I will go there. So, and we know what he meant to this organization. And this is before he's still got such a long way to go. But there was the beginning of Zeke at some time in the 80s, right?
Correct.
So this is the precipice, because I think there's a lot of similarities as far as this silent assassin leadership. Right, that is his play, and I love. You don't hear him bitching and moaning, but you saw him eyeballing his opponents and telling on the floor in the action. Like, I don't need to tell you, as long as you know the temperature on the floor. So yeah, I mean, if Spenny talked about it, and so I guess why not? And if you argue that he's not, then you can't argue that he's not on his way there.
On his way, absolutely.
So he's on the red card. So whether he's entered inside the building or not, it's just a matter of time. It's how many pictures did he stop and take?
He's almost there. The only thing he's missing is that he hasn't really accomplished anything just yet.
Well, if the accomplishment is part of your criteria, right, to say is he like icon, then yes. But if it's not on your list of criteria, then you could say he's already there.
And it's just, I said Cade Cunningham was the best Piston since Isaiah Thomas, and I got some slack for that. And now he's making me look like I know what I'm talking about. So shout out to Cade Cunningham. This guy is on a different level of talent. He was the consensus number 1 draft pick in the NBA for a reason. He's much better than Jalen Green. He is much better than Trae Young. He's much better than any point guard in the East. He is by far the best point guard in the East. He is a top 3 guard in the NBA right now.
Yep.
The only guys that I would put above him are Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is the leading candidate for MVP, and Donovan Mitchell. Those are the only 2 guards I would put above Cade Cunningham right now. This man is playing out of his mind, and he's doing it pretty much by himself. I don't want to say that, because there are a lot.
He doesn't have a number 2.
He's leading the offense by himself. He doesn't have that Robin. Jaden Ivey was his Robin. He is obviously Malik Beasley, shooter, love it. Tim Hardaway Jr., shooter, love it. Asar, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart. The way these guys are playing are great. But he is the star on your team. He's the only star on your team. And he's going out there playing Luka ball, and he is dominating doing it. He made Trae Young look like a nobody last night.
That's a fact.
This is just beautiful stuff. He is a one-of-one talent. He is a top 5 player in the NBA right now. He is first-team All-NBA right now. This guy, Cade Cunningham, is different. And I love it. And shout out to J.B. Bickerstaff. Because Cade Cunningham, man, I can only imagine what that guy was going through with Monty Williams, because you talk about, he is a humble superstar. He doesn't go out there and talk to the media about, oh, our coach doesn't believe in us, oh, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to be bitching to the refs.
He shows up for the team flights. That's a good start.
The team flights. That's a good start. And J.B. Bickerstaff brought the best out of him. Good coaching helps good players be great. And J.B. Bickerstaff brought the best out of Cade Cunningham. So shout out to him.
Neil, real quick.
Yeah.
What did you start this with about like Cade Cunningham? Cade Cunningham needs his Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin needs his Cade Cunningham.
That is true. Isn't that funny, right?
Right. We're to Spenny, I understood what you're saying when you said he's doing it all alone.
Yeah.
But the fact is yes, you're watching something happen in development. It also got me wondering, like, 2 things flash in my head about talent in college that you've been on since day one. So I've been on was the Jaden Daniels, and it was Jaden Daniels is for real, and this is like legit. This is gonna be that. The Anthony Richardson and Will Levis.
We're not it.
We're not gonna be. But Cade Cunningham, when you covered him, and what you said is that's most boys, but the fact is what he does too is he makes everybody around him better, but then he can elevate. Willingly, right? Which is so. I mean, let's sit back and I think that as hard as the end of the Lions season was and whatever else, I think the transition, like Spenny said, has been helping and everything else. Yeah, let's put all our energy we had into the Lions, right into the Pistons right now, and into the Red Wings.
You may as well. You ain't got nothing else to do.
No,
I'm trying to tell you.
But also, Neil, we've talked about the effort and whatever, and I've said it. It's the must see because of the way that they play. And now they deserve it because they're doing something. And they have this elite talent that you're watching that maybe isn't Isaiah Thomas with the championships and the numbers, but inside and the way the leadership, this is your guy. So get out there and LCA, man, cheer these guys on.
A little bit of Red Wings breaking news. Patrick Kane is ruled out. He is day-to-day with an undisclosed injury, so he will be out for tonight's game. So that is a little bit of breaking news. Woodward Sports Chat at BigCom 51. I live down here in Charlotte. The local radio talking Cade is possibly the All-Star Game starter over LaMelo. DNC ENT. I locked in Pistons to make the play-in at plus 450 in the summertime. Little did I know I'd be underestimating them massively. Jane Doe, I agree Pistons heavy while they're winning. We got a whole offseason to talk football, and I'm not looking forward to any of it. Yeah, well, Jane, we are going to get there today. The GM spoke, so we do have to get there. But Mike G, regular Cade, greater than emo Cade. I would see that's probably all in. It's probably true for a lot of people, as a matter of fact. Yeah. But I'll say this though, D-Mac, and the reason I was in on him, and I got a lot of pushback as well, is because he runs in the face of what's going on in Miami. All right,
Jimmy Butler.
I will stand on that and say you will never see Cade Cunningham affiliated with any type of behavior, because it's not the way he works. Yeah. And I told you guys this before. The basketball stuff from when I called his games in college to calling them in the pros in last year is what really locked it to me. When we were in Washington, I believe it was the MLK Day game last year. Played in Washington. I was doing the game. And the Pistons won that game. Remember, that was the whole Kyle Kuzma, you can't lose to that team thing and stuff like that. We got on the bus to go to the airport after the game. And Cade, who didn't play in the game, mind you, did not play in the game, was more hype about the win than anybody on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
The man wants to win.
That's not fake.
No.
That's not fake. He wants to be. I'm glad that this city's embracing him. He wants to be here. And make no mistake, he wants to be the one. I'm sure he wants to be the one to say, I turn this around. We all do, right? Everybody wants to be that. He wants to be here. He wants to do it here. He is an elite player. He is playing elite basketball. And I would like to see the city get behind this guy. And I'm talking all out.
I think the city was behind him because he embraces the Detroit
It wasn't
culture.
everybody. KG.
It was not.
It wasn't everybody.
It was not
Stick
everybody.
wanted to trade him.
No, and Stick, that's another story. But it wasn't everybody. Yes, I do agree with that. But you did need to see him take this ascension step that he's taken this year. And now that you've got it, I think it's undeniable that people like you and me that saw this from the beginning when he got drafted, he's turning into the player we all thought he could be.
Superstar.
Benny, you nailed it too. You put the right coaching around him. Look at that. Look at the Red Wings. With the right coach. Look at the way the playing the right way, playing around it. It just enhances the ability that he's had to be. That's what great coaching does. Gets the most out of their players.
All right, let's take the first break. Spenmo, tell them about Sabbath Coffee.
Sabbath Coffee Roasters, delicious, locally roasted specialty coffee dropped off right at your doorstep. Subscribe at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Again, Michigan company, support local. Come on, easy decision to support local. SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce. Sports, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Whole new line of Detroit sports wearables. Tons of new football shirts to wear also. If you haven't jumped off the bandwagon, which some of you have, I'm not going to lie to you, but the Dan Campbell speech, the Dan Campbell kneecap speech shirt, that's in there as well. You can gear up for next season. We'll be back, everybody. Just calm down. We'll be back. Shop.woodwardsports.com.
We got to get some Pistons playoff merch in there.
That's right.
Talk to us, man.
That win last night over Atlanta locked in their first winning month since 2019.
Wow.
Something about I don't know. Something about Jalen Green not being as good as Cade Cunningham. I'll think of something.
Man.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Use the super chat if you want to jump the line like Byrne did here with the yellow super chat. That's the same fan base that wanted Chuck Daly fired after the Pistons regressed in 86 after winning the first playoff series in a decade in 85. We're scared, okay? Is that what you want to hear? Well, Byrne, that's not, that's not a way to live life, my friend.
If that is good self-awareness, but as Neil said, that's not a way to live life.
When some shit is real, you can.
It's time to get stoked, not scared on the Pistons.
Get them Pistons stoked, not scared.
I always stand by if some shit is real and authentic, you can feel it. Mm-hmm. And you kind of felt that with this regime of the Pistons. But they are exceeding expectations, bro, and they deserve to be celebrated.
And, shout out to my close personal friend, Trajan Langdon.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like I said, I doubted him.
Great
I doubted him because of the powers that hired him. I doubted him because of the powers ahead of him. And he has proven me wrong. He is building something very sustainable and very good. Because Ron Holland, you can make an argument.
He's an NBA player.
You can make an argument he's been the best rookie on that draft class.
It's an argument.
You would. No one would go for it. No one would go for it. But it's a lot like when Mark Spears talked about Cade in the MVP.
Yeah.
Like, he belongs in the stratosphere.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't win the argument, but you can make the argument.
Yeah, 100%. And, that was the thing, too. Low-key, if we're talking about it, Ron Holland's an NBA player. He's, 18?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he 19 yet?
Don't let him get confidence. Because he already got, a skill set that fits this team.
We talk about moments, D-Mac.
He's 19.
He's 19 now. He did turn 19.
I love it.
Yeah.
In the preseason, in the game at Phoenix, where people tell me preseason doesn't mean anything, and by and large it doesn't, but certain moments do. And I don't know if you guys saw it. I was calling the game in Phoenix. Loose ball on the floor. Ron Holland, I forget who he was tied up with on the Phoenix Suns, went down to the floor for the ball. Ref blew the whistle. Called it a jump ball. Ron wasn't letting go of the basketball. It was his ball.
Mm-hmm. Damn right.
They held onto the ball and held onto each other for over a minute while the teams came off the benches to try to get them separated. He wasn't giving it up.
He's got that dog.
That's it. That's it, dude. And in that league, that goes a long way, man.
Yeah. We talk about it with Troy Weaver's drafting style. Now you see it with Trajan Langdon's drafting style. You go out there and you find that fucking dog. And that's what Ron Holland is. He's a crash out. I'd like to see him reel it back just the tiniest bit, but I fucking love it, man.
He's 19, man.
Yeah, he's 19.
You were a crash out at 19.
That's true. I'm still a crash out.
You're a crash out now.
Him and Beef Stew, I'll take those two versus any two in the league.
You damn right.
Meet us in the parking lot. Ben Wallace. I'm sitting on the hood of your
Square
car.
Up.
Yeah.
Square up. Fuck that.
Yeah. I love the kid, man. I think he's going to be damn good because his jumper looks good. It's getting better as
he
the season
just has
goes
to
on.
be confident. That's all. And if he puts on a little bit of muscle, the rest of his game is already pretty good.
His ability to get to the rim is insane. His twitch athleticism when he's in the air and to get around people, he's slithery. I don't know if
it makes sense.
He's slithery. He gets around people so easily when he's in the air. He's got insane jelly. The dude is special, man, and that freak athleticism. I'm excited to see what he's going to become for the Pistons. I really am.
Greg 2025 in the chat. I have not jumped off, Neil. One more season. Well, one more season means you're okay. Anyway, though, that's the moral. That's the moral of the story. That's what I was driving at. Is now you had to be paying attention really close to see it, but the signs were there.
Yeah,
they were there, and that's my only point about it. And as you talked about Trajan Langdon as well, DNC ENT was in the chat too. I'm so in on Trajan. Look at the structure of this team, how the cap is set up, and he has no draft picks to work with. And DNC, ENT, this is going to be a pivotal trade deadline because, and this is the other thing, and this is where the people like, right? The trade deadlines. Any big move you see, there's a 90% chance the Pistons will be involved, either as a facilitator, because they're the only team with regular cap space right now.
Yep.
So they almost have to be involved. So, and I think Trajan's in a great spot where they can use a player, right? Like they need a vet. They need a vet to spell K, like a veteran.
But do you want a bench player or somebody that can come in here and start? Maybe at a forward position.
What of those guys see? Like we need to dial that back because it's not fantasy football.
What's the time frame on Ivy?
True, but
not this year.
Not this year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
he's
like
done,
that.
he's done for the year.
So you look at that, right? Because that changes that question.
Mm-hmm.
So now you need somebody to replace. Where I would say that you would have to be looking at a starter. Obviously, you can relinquish to somebody that will help you, but you need somebody in here in the meantime that can plug the hole. Like you said, like Spenny almost said K doing it himself, but you need more help. When it's built, this team's built this way, you need a few players.
Yeah.
Or can you get one? Is there one out there that could specifically help you? Do you have one in mind?
There's lower tier starter names. Like, I don't expect them to go out and get Zach LaVine or anybody like that, but there's your CJ McCollums, there's your Colin Sextons of the world. There are moves to be made and players that will be available. So if the Pistons want to do that, they can. I don't think they will either. I think they more on the side of let's build up a war chest of draft picks and try and do something in the offseason. But it's
I'm not sold on that all the way.
No.
I think that if there's like a move to be made for a like player like that,
yeah.
I think Trajan Langdon won't hesitate.
I agree.
He won't hesitate.
I agree. And I'm here for it. Team doesn't need another 18-year-old. Like, go out.
Yeah.
I like Tyus Jones a lot from Phoenix. If
I would love that.
If they're going to do Butler, they got to move people.
If Ishbia decides to blow it up or to get Butler, then Tyus Jones could be a guy you could scoop like a ground ball. And that's what it is, Neil. Whoever gets Jimmy Butler, you're going to get an ancillary piece from that trade. You're the only team that can.
Yep.
You're the only team that can. So
you have to come to us.
yes.
Like, that's it.
Duncan Robinson, bring him home.
I'd rather have Jaime Jaquez than Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I'm talking.
I don't want to get in the weeds on the names. I know everybody loves that. Dante 151. Can we agree? Can we all agree though? Asar Thompson needs to stop taking 3-pointers, move closer to the basket. Come on, it's friggin' irritating
No,
to
he's
watch.
got to shoot him if he's wide open.
Exactly.
He's what? He's almost 10% better though this year, right?
Yeah.
And say what you want to. For one, I like his development in the starting lineup. Even if you lose a little bit of floor spacing, because he can drive to the basket, he's a very good passer, and he's a defensive weapon. Mm-hmm. We saw that last night. You can play him 1 through 5, and he will defend his ass off. I really like his development so far.
Yeah, and he's got to shoot him if he's open. Like, obviously, you'd rather see him cutting to the basket and getting break. Like, the Pistons have the best fast break offense in the NBA when Asar Thompson plays. And, like, the guy is a freak. He's a freakish freak. Like, the Thompson twins are some of the most elite athletes in the NBA. And he's got to take threes if he's wide open. You have to. That's the league. But obviously, you'd rather see him go.
Well, yeah, I mean, he has struggled a little bit from 3 lately. I know that he was in the high 20s for a minute there. What is that, 23 and a half?
He needs to be a threat.
He's 4% better than he was last year. That's all I'm looking for, man.
Yeah.
Like,
you got Fred Vincent in the building.
Keep bumping it.
You got Fred Vincent in there. He's working on it.
No doubt. But yeah, so it's in there, and just I wanted to bring it up because they're doing the job and they deserve that. All right, we are going to get to some Lions stuff, and don't forget to, we're going to jump back into the Pistons. We have Mark Spears from ESPN, senior NBA writer for them, coming up at noon, as a matter of fact. So let's do this. Let's duck out for the break right now. We're going to get to the Brad Holmes stuff. There was I don't want to say some movement at the guard spot, but some light was cast. Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
A light was kind of cast to let you know what the guard situation might be for the Lions. We'll talk about it when we come back. Tell them about Lady Jane's, Darren McCarty.
Absolutely. At Lady Jane's, we take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. Walk in any time. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. Everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for FeldmanAuto.com. And look, there's a lot of Feldman Automotive dealerships. We know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi because they are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the nation's #1 EV dealer as well. But what if you want a Ford? What if you want a Kia? Guess what? There's a Feldman Automotive dealership that can get you that car as well. Whatever kind of car you want, the first step remains the same. Go to FeldmanAuto.com. You can find the kind of car you want, whatever brand it is. You can check out pricing. Heck, you can even start the buying process online as well. And don't forget, too, Feldman Automotive has Michigan's only Ineos Grandeur dealership as well. Exciting new, those things are tough, no doubt. So, again, go to FeldmanAuto.com and check it out. And, again, Ineos Grenadier they're top of the line, everybody. They are some nice automobiles. FeldmanAuto.com. All right, we got it popping, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. And you can subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump into the chat there. Get your thoughts out there. Mike G, can Feldman sell me a Honda CRX SI, my first car? That car was dope back in the day. It was, man. Good on you. But yeah, all right. D-Mac, let's shift the gears, talk Lions. Brad Holmes addressed the media this morning. And this was the most interesting nugget that Spenny said that is this most interesting one that you thought in relation to next year's team?
Yeah.
And what the plan might be. All right, let's spin it.
The young guns on the offensive line.
Yep, the offensive line, Brad Holmes.
When Christian had to take the time off being on NFL, when we returned him, me and Dan are kind of like, he's a rookie. He's missed this much time. The medical staff and the trainers knew, like, he was in good shape physically. But we were like, if he can help, he can help. If he can't, you know how we are with rookies. And he was like, he jumped right in. You could see it noticeably in practice where it's like, okay, wow, we got to get this guy active. Oh, wow. And so I think he just has to continue improving, continue to work on his game. I know that he will do that. But I do think that he can make that jump. And then Gio was the same way. If you watched the film of Gio in OTAs and you watched the film of Gio in practice, I mean, it literally is night and day. And so that's credit to, Hank and Steve Oliver and all those guys just working with them. And a credit to him because he was conscious just to making sure that he's improved. So excited about both those guys' future.
And D-Mac, this was my favorite clip of this press conference. This was the thing that I was looking to because in my mind, D-Mac, this directly impacts what they will probably do in the draft this year.
100%. Where you were talking, we were going through it the other day or stuff like this, and you're saying this is the picking 28's the position you like to take somebody on the offensive line or whatever like that. But when you got two rookies or two guys that are fresh or young in the organization, but you believe in and have seen enough in them to give them a shot, they're going to be there. That also goes to the question, we were talking about Zeitler resign and stuff, different stuff like that. But pretty much Brad Holmes knows what he wants to do moving forward, and Dan Campbell with that offensive line.
And that's exactly it. Now I get excited. And I'll say this, too. Like, the press conference was like the final thing for me. I'm on to new business now.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to say that it won't hurt watching the games this weekend, because it will.
No, absolutely.
But for right now, I'm on to new business. And that is specifically the business I was wondering about, because that tells you all you need to know. And Christian Mahogany, we saw it. And KG, you were with me at the watch party.
Yep.
Remember, he made that mistake on the one play. And what'd he do?
He recovered.
Bounced right back, made an elite play just a few plays later.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. I'll ride with that guy.
No, absolutely. And
Talent's there.
This is why he had a little bit of fanfare even as a 6th-round pick. This is somebody that they knew, okay, as far as run blocking, he is like really, really good. But his pass pro has grown so much, even in just the little sample size that we saw it, man. So I think he's the future. Graham Glasgow, we appreciate your service, but it looks like he might be on his way out the door, and I'm not mad at that.
It's Spanny.
We'll see. It
was tough.
Like Graham did not have a good game.
Yeah.
That is for sure. He was dealing with injuries for the second half of the year. I'm not going to make that an excuse, but he didn't have a good game, and he'll tell you that. We'll see what happens with it going forward. But Christian Mahogany, whether it's the right side or the left side, is going to be a starting guard on this team next year. And Christian, like I said, Christian Mahogany, follows me on Twitter. No big deal.
Shout out. That's a flick.
Fan of The Sopranos. Fan of Dune 2. He is creeping up to the top of my want to have a beer with list on the Lions.
Power rankings?
Yeah, he's definitely up there. And the guy is mean. He's nasty. Remember, he was an all-ACC lineman at Boston College.
Yeah.
Like, the reason he fell was because of the injury and because of, like, one of his arms is shorter than the other one or something some weird body metric. That
sounded like kind of like a woman you would go out with.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, for sure. But this kid, man, he is angry. He is aggressive. He fits right in with what Dan Campbell wants in a player, with what this offensive line wants to do. He is a mauler off the line. He was... I know, it's PFF, take it with a grain of salt, whatever. He was, I think, a top 2 graded Detroit Lion in that playoff game per PFF. The guy had a fantastic game. I expect big things out of him coming forward.
D-Mac, I'm back.
I'm
back. D-Mac, I'm back. I needed this.
Yeah, exactly. And Spenny, you brought up a great point, right? Like, he's one of these guys. So this is, we were talking the other day about Davenport and Mosley and guys who have injuries and side. Like, this is a reclamation project that people gave up on, even though it was in the draft, that has come to fruition. But it also, to me, it speaks on even Brad Holmes saying he was in elite shape, but how does that transfer? But he put himself through it. He challenged himself. He's one of these things, I'm sure, that if you talk to him about people that doubted him instead of, but he believed that he couldn't, he put the work in.
Yeah.
So he's willing to put the work in, and he fits right in. Does he not fit right in with the mentality
100%.
of this, what this team is? And if the reputation is their offensive line pushing guys or whatever, you want that dog there.
Yeah. Keep her strength strong. And Neil, another name he brought up in the name I was more interested in, Giovanni Manu.
Right.
He said that he's moving along, and Giovanni Manu being 6'8" and over 300 pounds, if you can hit on that pick right there, that offensive line is going to be great for years to come.
That's why,
if you can make that one hit.
Everybody, Dan Skipper being a free agent, I would obviously love to see them re-sign Dan Skipper, but I want to see Giovanni Manu in that Dan Skipper role next year. That swing tackle, that guy you bring out there, you get him in front of the running backs on a swing, on different things like that, and then ease him into taking over for Decker once Decker decides to hang it up. But, like, that kid's a freak, man. And if he's truly progressing like that I think the next...
we saw it. I mean, you saw Mahogany.
Yeah.
We saw him play elite.
I think the next step for Manu should be that Dan Skipper role. Before, you don't just throw him right into left tackle. Unless he's ready to go, then that would be great. But I think that Dan Skipper role on this offense would be a great next step for him.
Did he do it again? Did Brad Holmes do it again with Christian Mahogany?
He always, and so late round picks are like early round picks the next year, right?
Seems to be.
If you hit on him.
Right.
Did he do it again? Yeah, he did it again as far as getting guys that can play in the NFL that he drafts, and maybe they take a year. But it's a system. It's a cycle.
Yeah.
The only project pick that we still have questions about is Broderick Martin.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if we have
yes,
questions
Neil,
about that.
like you can't hit them all.
Oh, he missed on one?
Yeah, you can't hit them all.
Get
but-
this man out of town.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Was that his fire? Was that his resignation speech this
Yep,
morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him
Sorry,
out
I
of
let
town.
you guys down with Broderick Martin.
Woodward Sports chat thread, real cream of wheat. BH, please stop retaining pre-injured players.
No.
Like Christian Mahogany?
It's not going to happen.
Right.
He's going to keep doing it. It's what he does. It's where he lives.
Especially like,
Right,
this is
because if he can hit on a Mahogany and miss on a Martin, he's ahead.
Right. And the draft is one thing in terms of like picking injured players. Free agency, I can hear that argument. I'd be open to that argument.
Or
but
the
draft
contract.
is like, it's fine.
it's $1 million spin though. Like
It's
people got to
lottery
get
ticket.
off this,
Yeah.
dude.
No, I feel you.
They act like they gave Mosley like a 4-year deal for
No,
$26 million.
No.
Guaranteed.
But you did bring Davenport in at 6, and he was expected to be a starter that was going to be there all year long, and he wasn't. So,
And guess what? Next year, Davenport will be.
Yeah, out the
some
building.
other team
Yeah.
will be. Well, some other team will roll the dice.
But
on
do you
it.
want
It's the
to
way it
keep
works.
making that type of move? That's all. But it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, there's literally. I don't mind when he does it
It's a scratch off.
because there's no damage.
Yeah, it's not hurting us.
There's no damage, unlike when other teams do it. Art Vandelay, rake straw too, right?
No,
So,
but yeah.
like a couple guys are allowed to get hurt. Like it does.
Exactly.
It does happen.
I think Ray Straw is on track.
Yeah, I mean,
And if they don't re-sign Carlton Davis, guess who we going to see next year? There's going to be a lot of Ray Straw next year.
Copacetic Sushi. Neil, if you know a lot about offensive linemen, should your nickname be Mr. Obtuse? I don't know.
I don't know.
Am I being obtuse? I just love saying
I'm
that.
a fan of the thickums.
That's a fact.
Yes, you are. Sauce tin, grabbing injured linemen with the depth we have is supreme value. But the moral of the story is this.
100%.
Yeah, the moral of the story is this, D-Mac. What gets me excited about it is that answers a question, a pressing question that I had. A question where I was prepared to say, hey, what are the options at guard with that pick at the end of the first round? Now I don't have questions about that. He told me the answer. So that we can cross that one off the list.
So now where we're looking.
Well, I mean, what's the center story?
That's why you can't cut Graham. But I also, Frank Ragnow has said he feels better than he has in a long time at the end of the year this year. So Frank's not going anywhere right now.
Right now.
Frank Ragnow will be your starting center next year.
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable saying that.
With all the injuries, you do have to worry about his future, unfortunately.
Yes.
But this is the scenario. This is why this is, I think, a very, very big draft for the Lions because around that upper 20 spot, what can you get the best one of? Typically in
Interior
a draft.
offensive line.
Yeah.
Center.
Center.
No, but and that'll dictate also too what the conversation with how long Frank. If it's imperative, they go center. You know that Frank's days are numbered. Like it's communication and culture in the locker room or whatever is that they're having these conversations right now. How much longer? So is the replacement? Yeah, because what's he got the most? 2 years.
It depends. I mean, he's only 28.
I mean, it depends. But if they win in the next 2 years, I think he's done.
Yeah.
Burn, calling it, putting money on it. We'll get our pick back from the Browns. Brad gets his picks. He trades away.
He does.
Back. He does,
It
man.
seems that way.
He does.
And we have an extra third-round pick now because Aaron Glenn took the job with the Jets. So, again, shout out to Aaron Glenn for being black so we get that pick.
Right. I'll tell you, shout out black people.
Yeah,
Y'all better thank us, man.
I said this yesterday, Neil. We're talking about Ben Johnson going to the Bears and being mad at him. Should we be mad at him because he's white so we don't get that third-round pick?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
D-Mac, that's a factual statement.
Yeah. I mean, hey, should have been black, Ben. What the hell?
Aaron
or at least
Glenn,
Asian.
Who had a longer lasting impact on the Lions? Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson? Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
No debate. Full State Farms, this draft class is deep at edge. And Full State, that was the flip side of the coin. And that's something, obviously, as we go down the road, we'll get into. It is. And that's why I think with the Lions and the draft, I think that they're in a great spot because, say, the best center's there and say you like them. And say one of those edges that you like is there. Mm-hmm. You have your choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Like the Detroit Lions, I don't think that this is a hot take because we've seen how Brad Holmes operates and seen what he's done. But here's a hot take. The Detroit Lions will improve themselves immediately with their first-round pick next year.
Well, they're going to
immediately.
They're going to draft guys that are going to be part of this team and on the field and playing and have impact to this team. That's Brad Holmes. That's what he does. So, who's the best Spenny? Do you have a favorite center available?
Unfortunately, no. I've not.
We're not ready for that.
We're not that down bad.
Maybe I'm not at acceptance because I haven't looked at draft prospects
trying to
yet.
tell you, I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's the final. That's the final when you're over it. When you start breaking down centers available in the draft.
I'll get there, just not now.
Just not today.
Just not now. Man.
Okay, KG, we have a question. Mike O.
T-Mac, I'll highlight your next day. And I'll highlight
couple names. I just need a couple
you.
names. Like who we root.
Is that the homework for when you come back
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
center.
right?
Yeah.
I got you. I'll give you
Couple
my
of demands.
I'll give you my
Tuesday.
top 3 centers in the draft.
Special top 3 Spenny edition.
I want the one you want.
Okay.
I want the one that's jersey you're gonna get.
I got you.
How did
your
Wiggins
dog?
do this year?
Wiggins did extremely well this year.
He did. I'm just saying.
Christian Gonzalez also had a very good year bouncing back.
Yeah.
All right, KG, real quick. Mike O wants to know. Hey, Neil, does it count if I look all white but my dad is black?
Yeah.
If you look all white but your dad black, well, if your dad black, you got some black in you. So
it's true.
You can't watch that blackout.
Because,
generations have tried, KG.
Sammy Sosa did it.
We don't count Sammy Sosa. He was always a little fucking weirdo.
Sammy Sosa's an exception to all the rules.
Sammy don't want to be us, so he not us. So that's fine.
fair.
Y'all can have Sammy. Good
I
on
don't
him.
know. I mean,
Why we gotta have Sam?
yeah.
He want to be one of y'all, so I'm just saying. Little fucking weirdo. Sammy Sosa.
It is weird.
It's very weird.
Okay?
He looks scary.
Like, we can say that.
Mark McGuire
Can I
was
get
better
that
than
drop,
you.
please?
The picture of him where
This is why
wearing the
Barry
cowboy
Bonds
hat.
and Mark McGuire were better than you.
Facts.
You son of a bitch. Can't stand Sammy Sosa.
How did we get there?
I don't know.
Like, for real, I want to put it back together. Can we, like, break down the film?
Yeah.
Can we analyze? Can we get John Gruden in here?
Right. Where did
you
he
said
go wrong?
wash out the black, and my mind immediately went to Sammy Sosa.
KG said it. I didn't say
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
I just said that people have been trying to do it for a long time.
And they failed. Where is Sammy Sosa now? We don't talk about him in the pantheon of fucking great baseball.
He's back with good guy status with the Cubs, though.
I'm just
yeah.
the 51st state over here.
Yeah.
Right. That's Canada.
D-Mac, he only
51st
pulls
state.
that Canada car when he needs to.
No, that's a
What's going on, eh?
It's always in the back pocket, though.
No, hold on. I got to give Copacetic Sushi some love because normally I don't vibe with his taste. But KG, you should be pissed that being black is only good for a third-round pick. I kind of agree.
That is true.
All right. We'll get some reaction. All right, when we come back, we'll be joined by Mark Spears from ESPN. We'll talk about Kate Cunningham and the Pistons a little bit. We'll get back into the Lions stuff as well. We're weaving right here. We're weaving, everybody. Planet Fitness, by the way. No, it's this side here. Planet Fitness Studios. This hoodie's one of my favorite hoodies
sick,
I own.
yeah.
It's good in the wintertime, too.
Yeah, you got the little... Yeah.
Absolutely. But anyway, was just there this morning as a matter of fact. And look, I was in one of those spaces where the workout needed a recharge. I was showing up. I was doing the work. But it was getting easy. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is I was cool with it being easy. So we changed it up a little bit at Planet Fitness today. Had to get a little angry in the gym, but you can do that. Planet Fitness, there's tons of cardio equipment, tons of weight equipment. And guess what? The weights weigh the same as those gyms that your friends are paying $70, $80, $90 a month for. Yes, they do. They weighed them. They weigh the exact same. $24.99 a month, Black Card member. That's what I am at Planet Fitness. I'll never be a member at another gym. They're everywhere across America. They're everywhere in Metro Detroit. The moral of the story is they're everywhere, so it fits in your lifestyle. If it's important to you, they give you the tools to do it at Planet Fitness. You can pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Join there. Go to planetfitness.com. Join there. It makes no difference. It's Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
1800 Tequila. It is a proud partner of the Detroit Lions. You see they got the black jersey themed bottles right there. You can go and get yours in stores near you today. If they don't have them, just ask for it and they will get some as soon as they can. 1800 Tequila, the smoothest taste of tequila. And as always, please drink responsibly.
All right, keeping it pushing. Hour number 2, Big D Energy. Neil Rule here with 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports YouTube chat thread. Subscribe. Just about 80,000 of you have already. Subscribe, jump in there, and get your thoughts. But we've been talking a lot of Pistons, talking a lot of Cade Cunningham this morning, so I figured I would go right to the top of the NBA world. The senior NBA writer for ESPN and Scape as well. Also in the Basketball Hall of Fame, of course, he is Mark Spears. You see Mark on TV everywhere. He covers the NBA like nobody else. And Mark, I know your time is short here today, but number one, appreciate you joining us. And number two, I got to give you a lot of credit, Mark. We put a clip out there of you on ESPN. You were talking about the fact that Cade Cunningham deserves to be in the MVP conversation. Not the favorite to win it. But, Mark, why were you pretty much the first national guy to kind of stand on business like that with Cade?
You got to be paying attention.
Fair.
You know, and unfortunately for teams like the Pistons, they're not on national television a lot. They're not getting a lot of attention, kind of like if you look at the Kings right now, they've won 10 of their last 11 games. Who's been talking about them? They're not sexy like the Lakers, right? They're not sexy like the Warriors. They're not dramatic like Miami. But I think perhaps another reason why is I did a diary on Cade a couple seasons ago. And so, you know, I just kind of been following him. And a lot of it has been, you know, trying to get up that hill, right? And it's been a really steep hill, steep climb. So I think I'm really in tune to how much losing he's endured, how much fight he's had to have, and just how much just being 2 or 3 games above 500 means so much to him. But for them to continue to be doing what they're doing without Ivy is amazing, and he certainly is the catalyst for that. And when you have such a big turnaround and wins from one season to the next, and you're just at the midway point, I mean, to me, that's something special. So I'm not saying that he should be getting it over SGA right now or anything like that, but with what he's been able to do, I think he should be in the conversation.
We're joined by Mark Spears. Mark, thanks for joining us. My question is, you've been watching Cade so much and you got a diary on him. What is the biggest elevation to his game since JB Bickerstaff has joined it? We've talked about him as opened up Cade's, talent to whatever his superpowers are. But what is it that you've watched him to elevate him to this level to be talked about like this?
I think what JB has done is pushed him to be the man. I mean, Cade is 10 years old. He's still relatively young, right? And then, I asked JB, I'm like, he gets these vets, right? These 3 vets come in, and having some vets in the room is good for a really young team like that. But you wonder if it could be intimidating to a rising young star, because you got these guys that have been there and done that in the room, right? No, he certainly wasn't intimidated by that, and Coach pushed him to be a leader, be the number 1 pick, be the face of the franchise, be the star of the team. And so, he leads in a way that very direct. I don't think it's loud, beat a drum way, but just very direct, matter-of-fact way. And when you have game that is basically that of a star, you can speak like that. So, I mean, I think it was just pushing Cade to take that confidence he had in himself and push it in leadership towards the whole team to, take it to the next level.
Talking with Mark Spears here on Big D Energy. Mark, I guess my next question would be, where do you see, because this is real now, and the Pistons, they figure pretty much to be a lock for at least a play-in spot. They're kind of trying to make a push up the middle of the Eastern Conference. From a franchise perspective, and just when you take everything into account, and Trajan Langdon and J.B. Bickerstaff, and certainly Tom Gores too, because, Mark, like, Tom's a guy where he didn't just talk about it, Mark. Like, he was about it, and kind of fixed a coaching mistake that they had and fixed it with his checkbook. Where do the Pistons as an organization, where do they fit in the East?
Well, I mean, I think if there's one thing that Gores needs to do, which I think has been problematic for the franchise, is be present, right? I mean, I think in a lot of ways he treats the franchise like maybe a rich parent who travels a lot for work can treat their child. Like, hey, I got you this new video game set.
Right.
You're happy, right? The nanny's going to take you to get ice cream today, your favorite ice cream, right? No, I think it's cool that he has money. It's cool that he has resources. But, I've been told by people close to the franchise that they need his presence there. He needs to see how hard the players are working. He needs to see what the coaches are doing. He needs to see the plants grow. And when you're, like, spending more time away and just throwing money at it, I think it could be – I mean, I think it's good that he doesn't have a approach like the Cowboys owner, right?
Right.
But I think they need to, for the franchise to move even better and him to understand what's going on in the growth process for something so young. I think his present is much better than present. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that would help. But I got to give Troy Weaver credit for stockpiling a lot of young talent, getting the Pistons in a position to, have some salary cap space, and that time was going to be painful to make that happen, to clean it up. But I mean, Trajan inherited, and Trajan's a great young GM, and I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. But he inherited a solid young roster with some good salary cap space, which typically isn't the case for a new president taking over a franchise. So I think the Pistons are also an ability, let's see, come trade deadline to, like, do something, right? Like, I'm really curious, especially with the Ivy injury, if they're going to do something. Like, do they want to try to talk to Bradley Beal? Do you try to be a dark horse in the Jimmy Butler thing? Although I don't know that adding Jimmy to that locker room would be great right now, as demonstrative as he could be. But I'm really curious to see if the Pistons are like, all right, yeah, we're in the play-in, we're going to be potentially in the playoffs, but they're really in a position right now to add a piece to take them to the next level, and I'm really curious to see if Trajan is willing to do that.
Mark, one last one for you here, because you brought up the trade deadline. And fans, we love a good transaction. Sometimes we like the transaction more than we like the actual action. But with that being said, the Pistons are probably in the most advantageous cap space spot in the NBA right now. And I talked about this earlier, Mark. If there is a deal that goes down in the NBA, what percentage chance do you give the Pistons to be involved in some degree? Because they pretty much have to be the primary facilitator if somebody wants to take on a big contract, no?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it could be advantageous whether they want to, add a veteran player or add some more, draft picks. They probably are the linchpin to helping Butler get a trade, or maybe they're the linchpin to helping Bradley Beal move somewhere else. That's why I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder if they would be interested in Beal and, adding him next to Cade, especially with the Ivy injury. I mean, look, man, let me tell you something. We need Pistons basketball to be amazing again, man. I miss those days of Chauncey and Rip and, Tayshaun and Ben Wallace. Did I say it right?
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that introduction that they had, and I mean, I was around KG and the Celtics when they had their amazing introduction, but that still didn't beat the Big Ben bong and the fireworks that used to scare Larry Brown every time. Like, I want to see that come back with this group. So I actually really hope that the Pistons end up like shaking the NBA world a little bit and adding a piece at the trade deadline to kind of like tell people, hey man, we ain't no run over no more now. We trying to put some pieces in here to do it and shake it up and look the Celtics and the Cavs and the Knicks in the eye. And I think they're potentially a piece away from doing that.
All right, well, Mark, I know that your time is tight today. You had a tight window. We appreciate you squeezing it in for us, and we'll check back with you, my friend. All right?
Thanks, Mark.
No problem, brother. Thank you.
You got it. Mark Spears, everybody, joining us here, NBA senior writer for ESPN, also Anscape as well, a member of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. If you need the credentials,
right.
There they are.
You shouldn't need
If you
the
know
credentials.
basketball, if you know basketball, you know Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So
man is, as Neil would say, goated on the sticks.
You goated on the sticks. There you go. But D-Mac, what about that? The national guy. We need Pistons basketball to be relevant again.
And the only other question that wasn't asked is when does you expect, as the national beat writer for the rest of the nation, to realize what you've realized? You got to say something to it, because he's done a sort of a deep dive. Like he said, he's gone into the rabbit hole of watching Caden develop and knowing that this is real. So it's interesting to see. Obviously, we were talking about it earlier, but it's going to be sooner than later.
Yep.
Because it sounds like it's already begun. Now, that anybody else interested in what he said at the end? Are they looking to replace somebody, like replace an Ivy with the like a Beal for the time being and stuff like this? That big of a move, because they've progressed.
I would love it
along the way, right? Like we nobody's brought that sort of up, so maybe they're in the mix to make a big deal. You also brought up the fact about Tom Gores and not afraid to spend money and being whatever, so that's not an issue. We're talking Pistons, not Tigers, right?
I would love it.
So another option, right? Like another option of which way are they thinking. The better they play, I know this for a fact, is that like they keep winning, they keep playing this hard, and they realize that if they add this other piece, because this is basketball too, it can make that huge difference.
And like I said, this team doesn't need another 18-year-old on it. Like this team does. Like that first round pick's nice. Don't get me wrong. You love that, but you don't need. You need another guy, another solidified NBA player. I really like CJ McCollum the more we talk about it.
But the fact that they are so ahead of schedule right now, and they're playing so good together, you do have to ask the question of, do you really want to mess that up right now? Because they are ahead of schedule, and if you can build your draft capital, war chest in a way, in the offseason, you could really do some damage in terms of having that cap space and stuff of that nature. So I don't know what the Pistons will do right now, but I think they might err on the side of just keeping this thing together as is right now, because it's working.
It sounds like options, and real quick, just to be able to have like these options that we weren't talking about, is that they continue to play that way. And what did he say? Because I'm not worried about adding another veteran, because what did he tell us about adding veterans and letting Cade be Cade?
Right.
They're going to add the right veteran. We talk about the culture of allowing in the door of Allen Park and Ford Field with the Lions. You got to pass that test. Well, you know what? It seems that now who's holding the gate there? You got Trajan, JB Bickerstaff, but Cade's there too. So the veteran Kenny, I don't think like it will expose it enough. It gives them options.
Absolutely.
It's probably, maybe it makes them stronger. They go that way, but who thought they'd be in this position having this conversation?
That part
right now.
That part.
Robert Sloppy Toppenheimer. Their pick situation's really messed up until they make the playoffs this year. This offseason, I think, will be the big swing, small moves next week. And basically what the issue is the Knicks hold the rights to their pick.
Yep.
So that their first round pick, that was part of the Jalen Duren deal.
And if
so
they make the playoffs, they ain't got it. It's over.
that's it. So, yeah, and then that'll be it, and it will be over. All right, let's take the break. I know we're late for it. When we come back, we'll jump back into some Lion stuff, as there are some other things I like to talk about, and I like to talk about New Holland Brewing as well. The reason they do it better than anybody. The reason Taller, the Dutch long drink. How does it work? They take their small batch gin, they mix it with a grapefruit puree, and the magic happens in those little cans. And don't forget, too, Tangerine Space Machine, a drinkable IPA, I like to call it. I enjoy a Tangerine Space Machine, and I really enjoy New Holland's bourbon line as well. The beer barrel bourbon, the toasted barrel, all of it. Elite. It is absolutely elite, everybody. New Holland Brewing Company, local Michigan company on the west side of the state. Go to Total Wine, your local grocery store, whatever, and get in on it. Taller from New Holland Brewing Company.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
New car, new you. How about a new car? Les Stanford Buick GMC is here for you. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUT for 24 months with 10,000 miles per year for only $699 per month. Just a $19.99 down payment. Or a 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab, 24 months with 10,000 miles per year for only $359 per month. Sign and drive, no down payment required. GM discount required for both. Get to Les Stanford today or click on the QR code on the screen and check out our massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC, LesStanford.com. Together, let's drive.
All right, keeping it pushing.
Boom, boom.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase hanging out in the lounge as well. Ryan, we have ESPN bricked on the Pistons right now. No, Mark Spears was first to it, man. Yeah. Like, we clipped it. We put it out there on the social channels, and people reacted to it. But, yeah, appreciate Mark for joining us. Phil was a big fan of the interview, and, you know, he's got the juice, no doubt about it. So very cool of him. Let's get back into the Lions discussion. And all right, I'm gonna have Spenny. I'm gonna take Spenny to the main stage. This coordinator situation, Spenny. Tell me how I'm supposed to feel, because here's where I am. All right, let's just get it out there. Here's where I am right now.
Get it all out.
Whatever Dan Campbell wants to do, whatever Brad Holmes wants to do, I'm not dying on a hill. I'm not looking at a particular style of somebody and what they do. I'm not married to it. I don't want a guy just because he's from Dearborn, unless that's what Dan Campbell wants. Right. You get what I'm trying to say here right now. I want the guy that they want. And they've proven when they wanted a guy, be it a player, a coach, whatever, that it typically tends to work out. So therefore, and I know this flies in the face of what we do, and I know somebody's looking for some hot take of what I want from a coordinator. I'm cool with what they do. Am I crazy, Spenny?
No, you're not crazy.
Okay, thank you.
You should be cool with what they do. You should be comfortable with the decisions that they make, because they've proven that they're going to put the right guy in the right spot, whether it's bringing in Terrell Williams, bringing in Deshae Townsend, firing Anthony Lynn, and bringing in Ben Johnson. Like, they've shown the personnel, when it's not working, when it's not right, they're going to get rid of it, and they're going to bring somebody in that knows what they're doing. So I'm completely comfortable in them. Again, I would almost say, I'd say I'm 95% positive that Tanner Strand is going to be the next offensive coordinator for this team. Defensive, I love Kelvin Shepard. I'd be 100% fine with Kelvin Shepard or Deshae Townsend if you're looking at either of those guys. But there are some good outside pieces as well that you have to look at as well. So we'll see. They're going to make the right decision. They've proven much more often than not that they're going to make the right decision.
And D-Mac, I guess what I'm driving at is, let's just defuse the bomb, everybody. If they keep it in-house, cool. That actually makes me a little more happy because everybody understands the schemes. Everybody understands the strengths, the weaknesses. There is no acclimation time to it. If everybody's in-house, the show goes on.
There's no change. Right, there's no change.
There may be a massaging,
from
but there's no
outside
change.
in that position, there's some sort of change, whether it's scheme, whether it's verbiage, but there's a change. It's just the way it is. So we'll wait and see. I'm 100% in agreement. In Holmes, we trust.
In the super chat, by the way, Mr. 100. I'm so happy the guy in the blue hat got humble with how disrespectful of my team he was before the game. All right, Mr. 100. All right, here we go, Commanders fans. You're still here. I see you still here. Where else are you going to go? You don't have this in D.C. For the record, I do not understand why I'm vilified for believing in a 15-2 team.
Thank you, man.
That won a division, was undefeated in the division, was undefeated on the road. That was a crime for me to analyze that. That was almost a double-digit underdog at the time of kickoff.
Neil, did you expect them to play the way that they did?
I did not. You know why? Because I had never seen it before.
The Detroit Lions would have that output of a game. Would your prognostication of the game gone differently?
Probably, yeah.
I would think that it would. But
Probably.
We did not expect that. We thought we'd operate like your team operated. Hats off to you.
Yes.
You did it at the right moment. Right. You played a better game. Been there before, right? So that's the disappointing thing. But we're like, no, if you're ever going to stand up there and boast, that was a time because we were all feeling it.
Hell, the Lions had a 5-turnover game and still won.
And congrats to the Commanders. You went in there and you took care of business.
And we'll say that.
You executed
came in
much
here
better.
And took care of business.
Yeah.
You get some. I give you my hats off.
Yeah,
I mean, it's sort of like when I went into Washington back in '98 and took the cup, from you guys.
Yeah, get your shit off.
And they, like I said, they took care of business. They executed better than the Detroit Lions, and that's it. The team executed much better. The Detroit Lions did not execute, and they lost. And like I said, I ate my crow about it.
I got one. At least last time I left your town, I left with some silverware.
that is true. That is true. No, but again though, like I just laugh at like how out of whack that whole thing got. You know, there was no bigger Jaden Daniels guy in the city than me. Yep. Check the receipts. Go watch the shows.
Once again, Neil, it's your tone. He replied, "You spoke so angrily." I keep telling you, it's the delivery, dog.
The tone gets the people going.
Okay. Well, whatever, man. So again, but guess what though, Mr. 100? Here's why I do love the NFL playoffs, and this would be the case if my team won or whatever. Now go do it again, because that's what it takes. And if you don't, then you fail.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. And I know tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nickel Package Friday tomorrow. I'll have some questions.
Uh-oh.
Some questions to ask about the Commanders.
Uh-oh.
And the real cream of wheat, let's not do that. Jaden Daniels, this is probably the best rookie season any quarterback has ever had. He is that good.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to see him do it again before it's sustainable, but the guy's good.
Like, the whole Heisman thing was the completion percentage.
Yeah.
Like, accurate. What do you have, like 4 picks last year at LSU? Like, again, I get, well, here it is, like, cat out of the bag. We'll revisit it again tomorrow. But, like, are the Commanders here to stay? And I would say yes, because Jaden Daniels is real. How do I know he's real? I don't hear about it. I've seen it. Unlike Trevor Lawrence. Unlike some of these other quarterbacks that we've dealt with in the past. I've seen it. He's done it. Now he's got to go do it again. Those are the stakes, guys. And like I know I can already sit in here and think about what the Commanders fans will be like on Monday. If you lose and he doesn't play well, then you blew an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. We know intimately what that feels like because we did it last year, and it doesn't feel good. And guess what? This is your organic run. Now next year, there's expectations involved.
Yeah,
so
blue hat.
Report back, blue hat.
Yeah, fucking blue hat.
Let's talk about merch, everybody. No one's doing Detroit sports merch better than us. That's right. Shop.woodwardsports.com. I don't know if we have any blue hats. But
He called you Mr. Blue Hat.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Mr. Blue Hat on there. Hey, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll do it. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Hey, get your basketball wearables, by the way. Get geared up for the playoff run for the Detroit Pistons. How them Wizards doing? Dial tone. I guess they're that team.
It's funny, my man keeps saying he gonna leave and he's still chatting. But, to each his own.
Yeah.
Blue hat, it's all tone.
It's all tone, absolutely.
Fucking blue.
Our shirts have some tone on shop.woodwardsports.com. Go there today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza. Delicious, delicious stuff. 7
Spicy
different
garlic.
flavors of wing. The best, as Neil said, is the spicy garlic.
Spicy garlic.
But you can try them all for yourself. Lemon pepper, buffalo, the original Soroki sauce, whatever
Garlic
you
parm.
want. The garlic parm. 7 different flavors. Try them all. Choose your favorite
Spicy
for
garlic.
yourself. Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza. To find one near you, go to Sorokis.com.
I pulled up to Soroki's the other night, just out of the blue.
It's a good spot, man.
Grab some tendies, man.
Nice.
That was it.
Those honey butter biscuits.
They're elite. I didn't get those.
So good.
Oh, them tenders, they good the next day.
Yeah.
That's how you know you can eat them cold.
100%.
Why the fuck you ain't just eat it cold?
Right. Great
Cut them
video.
up, drop them in a
dude,
salad.
That is one
Yeah.
of my favorite videos of all time.
Hell yeah.
A motherfucking ham. That shit is. That's why
acting
your
like
daddy,
an
when
old man.
when your daddy beats you, you cry.
Right.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Neil, is it true your EV is blue on blue on blue? No, it's triple black on black on black. That way, when I trade it in, I can get compensation for it.
There
You know
you
what
go.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I see you.
Smart.
Smart
I
move,
see
huh?
you, white man getting compensation off a black man. Of
Third round
course.
pick for
Of
you.
fucking
Per
course.
usual.
Of course, blue
KG.
hat.
Per usual.
That is blue hat energy for sure.
Some blue hat energy.
Oh, shit.
No, it was. Okay, good. So I'm glad we kind of got that ironed out about the coordinator stuff. Because I feel like, does anybody feel like people are making too big of a deal about this?
I mean, it is a big
it's
deal.
important. No,
Yeah,
it's important. I don't.
Because you can't regress at this point. The Lions are at a point where you can't go backwards. And a new coordinator, new set of coordinators could do that, but...
Well, I mean, I agree with you 100%, KG, but I hate to say you guys were probably going to regress from 15-2.
There's no question.
yeah.
But
Let's
I
have
know
that
what you mean.
combo,
I know what
D-Mac.
you mean. He means like
Actual regression.
actual regression. Yeah.
Right. No, like, they are not going 15-2 again.
Tough schedule
I mean,
next
they
year.
could.
They
They could, but it'd be difficult.
The odds
It would
are
be
they're
difficult.
not. But, what do you get, 13-5?
Yeah, 12 and 5.
13-4, I
Yeah,
mean,
13-4, 12 and 5.
12-5, right? We're
Chiefs
all
won a
there.
Super Bowl last year, 11 and 6.
Yeah, we front ran for a while and didn't get there. We've won from the top before, but I think what we learned this year, I don't care what it is, just let me be healthy.
Yeah.
Dioncino Benavidez says the eye test regression. That's what KG's talking about. I agree with that for sure.
Skydog 722, Mr. 100. The Eagles aren't going to go away from Barkley like the Lions did Gibbs. Good luck. You're going to need it. He got 20 touches, guy. Like that is one thing.
He got 20.
He got 20 touches,
Yeah.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It was the turnovers, man.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Dan
That's
Campbell
the,
said
that's
it.
the thing. You got to. What do you think the offense is going to hold serve, right? I mean, that's going to be the offense you're going to see.
Yeah. I mean, that would be my thing with the Commanders too. Like, we did run for 200 yards on them. It was as advertised.
No, but if we're talking about our team moving forward, I think that offensively, that's what you're gonna get. Now you might to the mean just a little bit regression, but that's the season you're gonna have. That's the power of your offense. You're a 30-point offense. I don't care who you put behind there with the talent you have. Now the whole thing is who can come in and help make the defense even tighter.
That's what
you're going to be healthier. That's also the thing too, is that you're going to be healthy, and you're going to have a lot of talent. You're going to have the most talent on both sides of the ball that you've had going into camp, probably ever, in position up and down the roster.
I would agree, but that's why I said offensive coordinator. That's easier to replace.
That's why I think Spenny's dead nuts on with coming from inside. Lingo doesn't change. Nothing changes. It's just we just keep. It's just somebody else is driving.
The chef is different, but the recipe is the same. 100%. The Lions are going to continue to win the way they've been winning.
And can we not agree that on defense we could use a little toning, tightening, something else, so somebody else maybe with a little bit different.
Some injury luck.
And that 100,000,000%.
Yeah.
Andrew Schmidt in the chat, 17-0 loading. So, all right, we're back, everybody.
I mean, we done had linear progression. That's the next step.
We got that other Brand Holmes quote if you want to.
No, I know, but Mike G asked the question, KG. Can Wake Up Woodward trade JB to Big D Energy for a third-round pick? No, if he left via free agency or of his own accord.
Yeah.
Wake Up Woodward would get a third-round pick.
Correct.
Yeah, they would, yeah.
Because I'm not giving up draft capital.
Only
you guys
if he
know
becomes
how
a host, though.
Would you? I was about to say, would you trade me, or would that be too many black people on your show? I'm just curious.
If I traded you?
Yeah, would you trade me? Am I in trade discussions?
What's the return?
Oh, damn. It's like that.
What's the return? What's the return for D?
I think I'm a valuable piece to this team. I think
what's the return for me?
You're valuable. He's saying you're going to have to give me something.
Yeah.
And remember, JB would have to become a host for us to get that. You can't be a linear trade.
No, that's true.
A head coach or a GM. So he's got to be the host or the owner. We'll figure it out. JB.
I think you need to
is this
lock
how
me
you
up
guys are
long
breaking
term.
it to me?
I mean, since BMG has left, I think I've taken this role and ran with it. So
Facts.
I'm just saying,
you're a valued member of the BD family.
Thank you.
If he becomes a host on Wake Up Woodward, we would get draft
You
compensation.
would get compensation at that point.
So KG, I mean, hey, I just want you to do what's best for your career. If that's what makes you happy, KG.
So wait. I might get third chair on Woo. Does that count? Does the match chair count?
Yeah, you're a show host.
Yeah,
so we would get draft compensation.
Oh, you might be getting draft compensation sooner than you think. But.
Well, KG, I mean, then you know what? I want you to spread your wings and fly and accomplish everything in this business you want to accomplish. And if we get compensation for it, then we get compensation for it. I didn't make the rules.
Yeah, that's true.
Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, damn. He just already went. Damn.
It would be more bourbon on Bourbon Fridays for me.
That is a fact.
You know,
because I'm taking it.
The bourbon allocation.
Hey, yo.
I'm
Burn in the super chat. Pistons regress before breaking through. Red Wings regress before breaking through. We have seen this path. Missing the playoffs is unacceptable. Agree, Burn. I think we all agree on that. Even with the schedule, at worst, they should get in as a wild card. At worst. But that being said, D-Mac, we haven't really had this conversation before. I mean, we did. We touched on it, but we didn't dive deep on it. Your path, right? Because it's pro sports, there are some similarities to it. How did they feel in that locker room? I guess what I'm asking is, can you cross-compare to how you guys felt in the locker room after you lost to the Devils and then Colorado took you out? And I think it's very equivalent to what happened to the Lions on Saturday night. Because the expectation was everything. And if we don't get it, it's nothing. And what was the feeling like in that locker? What do you remember, D-Mac?
You know what? I always say this, and if I talk about it, the scariest or most hopeless feeling I've ever had wasn't losing to New Jersey, but it was after we set the league record and lost to Colorado, right, as they had developed a superpower in their team, right? We'd lost in the conference finals, expecting to get back, expecting to have the other opportunity. I remember sitting on the bus after that game, and probably when all the Lemieux stuff was going on at the front, but thinking like, oh my God, it was like that scared, hopeless feeling, like we may never get back to get an opportunity, right? And those are the moments where we're through this summer, and I think the equivalency is that you do some soul searching, but also too as you tighten up what do we always say? The guy next to you is more important to you than you are to yourself. Even more so. I mean, this group has to, if they're made and they've shown us that they are this unified, they will use this as motivation and know that they got to dig in harder. It's not good enough. You thought it was good enough. That's not good enough. So you got two options: quit or go through. Sometimes the only way out is through. And to me, this group, led by Dan Campbell, is a straight through, only way out is through group.
How long did it take you? Did you ever get over it? I guess is even a better question.
I think that sort of not until you won and finished it off did you get that initial one. But after we beat Colorado, after we marched, the March 26th game was really special because of the revenge, but it was after the series in the playoffs. That's when it really matters, of beating them and then going on to the finals against Philly and again being the underdog, but not letting that, they didn't know what was coming. So it was like by that time the resilience and just going out and playing and believing in ourselves more than anything else, because going against Philly in the finals, even after getting through Colorado, right, we were the underdog, but it's that self-belief, and I believe that this group that the Lions have is built that way. And
again, because it's such a gut punch, and people are still in the chat saying I'm not going to tap into the football this weekend, and we're all kind of still going through it on our own terms. But
what would be worse? And I think that it's okay in different ways to get, but it'd be worse if this was like we'd mortgaged, we brought in, like if this was LA a few years ago that had brought in the veterans and, we knew that this was sort of the last chance, which it's going to come to a point. This is just uber disappointing because we thought we were getting to the top of the mountain. Right, and unfortunately, the bus broke down before the bridge. It's just but what happens? Bus is being fixed, and we're going to continue that fight. So I think because we know that brighter days are still ahead, we all believe as true Lions fans that it is different. That we're just regrouping, and we'll be better. We'll be healthier. Whoever they bring in is going to be a part of solving this problem of not winning a championship. So I'm all for it. It just sucks in the moment.
Terrell Lamar, I'm done with football until next season. I'm a Lions fan.
That is a very reasonable.
Yeah, and
I could see it.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I could see it. And D-Mac, what's funny is
fortunately we can't do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
What's funny to me is I told you about, I can't remember if I told you about it, my text thread. I asked my buddy Terminal Dennis.
I was just going to say, I forgot to ask you, is he still alive?
Yeah.
Is he still alive, or was he just, were you texting him through the game and stuff?
No, I wasn't doing that. We were busy working through that. But I texted him Sunday morning, and I said, hey, man, how you holding up? And he goes, the answer to that. He goes, it's never going to happen. And
damn, man.
I thought to myself, you know what? I think the players and the fans are in unison in this. I think what you described is what the fans describe, which is what kind of created everything that happened around the city, on social media, on Saturday night, the outrage, all of it. Everyone had the same feeling. We may never get back.
And Neil, wasn't that your exact reaction when the Red Wings lost?
Correct, yeah. I told D-Mac this.
Yeah.
I was out. I said, this will never happen. Mm-hmm. They will never win. They will never win. That was more rooted in how good the Avalanche got like that.
That's what I'm saying as I'm sitting on the bus. Fuck.
You're like, holy shit, they're good.
You got to go through them.
Yep.
Right? Dallas was not getting any, softer. Yeah, I mean, it just how hard it was. But again, buckle up. Work harder.
Yep.
I went to Sweden that summer.
That's where you met Easy.
That's right. That's it. That's it.
Nicholas Duncan, Neil, do we rearrange Goff's contract after this season? $69 million in 2027. You don't have to do anything until you have to do it. I think contract resettlement is a lot like going for 2-point conversions in football.
Yeah.
I don't do it till I have to do it.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen at some point. Goff will do it.
Yeah.
You don't do it till you have
all the quarterbacks
to
do it.
To be fair, those are usually 99% of the time they're negotiated in already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like they reserve the right to do it. You don't care because you're getting your guaranteed money no matter what happens.
And they're not going to take a $69 million cap hit. Best believe that. So.
Right. Depending on, now if revenue explodes as they add on, teams have to go to Australia and play a game and stuff like that. Like if you got a $150 million check for 2 games, we'll do whatever you say.
Damn right.
But that's the way that it is.
Does the Lions letdown force them out of those European games next year?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, unless
we lose an away game,
lose a road game, which we would, right? Like it would pretty much have to be that.
Yeah.
But you notice they don't
Chiefs Lions in Germany next year.
Yeah, they don't take premier games though and put them over there for the most part.
They do for like the first one.
Yeah, but
and then it's Jacksonville, Miami.
But do you notice it's always like Brazil or Mexico? Like it's nowhere crazy like time change because that's the issue with travel.
Yeah,
the 2 issues with travel are sitting in the plane for that long, right? D-Mac
fucking sucks.
Yeah, you get dehydrated. That's the way it works. You're an athlete. Your body is a finely tuned machine, and time change.
My body is a temple.
Yeah. Like, right? Did I?
Yeah, where's my Pop-Tarts?
There it is. All right, we got another Brad Holmes cut we got to get to when we come back. All that and more. Where are we at? Mark White.
Mark White, let me tell you about Mark White. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, Mark White should be your first choice. He can save it to $5,000 on your closing costs. Visit him at markwhitesells.com or call him at 248-290-8242. Mark White will get you into your dream home.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They've got 27 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations in Metro Detroit. There's always one nearby. If you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way. Make sure you check the Darren McCarty brand. If it's not there already, we'll be there any day.
All right, coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase here in the building. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat. You want to jump the line, go ahead and use that super chat. Ryan in the chat says, give Europe a Super Bowl. And then Gun Guy responds, that's like giving the British back the USA.
Yeah, can't do it. Y'all got Champions League. Y'all be all right.
Yeah. Fuck it. That is sacrilegious.
Yeah.
There's no goddamn way we should have a Super Bowl in Europe.
Benedict Arnold.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless somebody wants to put up $250 million.
No, not even.
Well, it's going to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
It's like the wrestling. That's where we go for it.
Damn right.
Leave the wrestling out of this. Stay out of Saudi Arabia. That's where we go for our money.
Yeah. Y'all stop playing. In another 30 years, we might see a Super Bowl in Saudi Arabia.
On the moon.
Abu Dhabi.
See a Super Bowl on the moon in 30 years.
Yeah,
Abu Dhabi,
Stop
man.
playing with Riyadh season, man.
If the moon is real.
Yeah, Riyadh is out here, man.
Mike G has a lot of compensatory draft pick question. So, KG, I'll go to you.
All right.
Neil, if you're only half a black guy, do you only get a 6th-round pick in return?
I think it's 1 3rd-round pick.
Yeah. But if you
you get 2/5.
If you're half black, you get 2/5. Would you get 2/5 in that situation?
3/5.
Yeah. Not if you half black, though. Like, if you half white, then I feel like that works in your favor a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Too many fractions for me.
Penalized for being half white?
Yep. You said what?
If you're half white, you get penalized for that part?
I mean,
so you only get a 6th-round
No,
pick?
if you're half black, you get penalized for that. But the white side,
you get a 3rd-rounder. You get advantage.
Yeah, you probably. I would say you get a 6th-round pick
6th
for a
round
halfie.
for a half black person.
For a halfie. for a halfie, you get a 6th-rounder.
Rude, Mike G.
I don't know. We gotta check in on those type of questions. Mike G always got them though.
Yeah, he does.
Definitely does.
Shout out Mike G.
Shout out Mike G.
I mean, I don't know. They tried to work that into the Constitution, right? About the whole 3/5 thing.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
they
the
like
wildest
literally
shit.
tried to do that.
It's still in there. And this is Trump's America. It ain't going nowhere. I'm just letting y'all
All
know.
right. Look at that. It's 1 o'clock. We got to go, everybody.
Shout out to Mike G, RIP Iron Sheik.
Yes.
Can I ask Kenny a question?
Yes.
Sure.
Kenny, when do you and JB, you guys are shooting that wrestling podcast. When does it play?
We have a tentative date of February 3rd for the episodes that we already recorded to drop, and we'll be dropping them every Wednesday after that.
Well, let's go.
Yeah.
Steve O'Baby says, Neil, if I had a wrestling podcast, my first pick would be D-Mac, KG, and JB.
Hey,
Well,
Speaking of which,
That's because you're smart.
and we're gonna get D-Mac on some episodes. Best believe that.
Woodward ringside. Stay tuned.
Stay
Yes.
tuned, everybody. No, absolutely. They'll be getting into it. We had another Brad Holmes clip, right?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Sorry. Nick
Pause.
sent me a happy hour deal of 30 tacos for $30.
Where at?
Somewhere in Clawson.
Not bad.
Well, I would stop what I'm doing for
Was
that,
that
too.
Mojave?
Tex-Mex tacos.
Oh.
I don't know. It doesn't say where it is, but yeah.
That would grab my attention.
Here, before you want it, because we're coming up on the break, just let's do real quick, couple minutes Red Wing talk.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's save the Brad Holmes clip.
We can save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, we save that for tomorrow. I do want to talk about that. Good rescue there, D-Mac.
We should go to break now, come back, do the rest of the segment, Red Wings.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
All you 4 hockey people are welcome.
Yep.
Planet Fitness, right?
Yep.
Planet Fitness, everybody. We are live. There it is.
All right, Brian Windhorst.
Right. Why is that?
Planet Fitness Studios, everybody. Planet Fitness. I've been a member there over 3 years. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I'll never be a member at another gym. I know I can tell you that. I can tell you that Planet Fitness has given me everything that I need to change my life for the better, and they can do the same for you as well. They can't work out for you. Sorry to report that. You do have to go in there and put in the work, but it is a great environment. You know what else you can do? For just $24.99 a month, you can go to any Planet Fitness in the world. You can use the hydro massage chairs. You can use tanning beds, whatever they have there for you to use. You get use of everything, and a clean locker room for you to go take a shower and go on about your day. It's one of the best values in American consumerism, everybody. I stand on that because it is Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot on your way home. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. They make a great sweatshirt, too. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
It's so cold. You guys were all wondering. Yes, it is. The Winter Blast is back, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Shout out.
Friday, January 31st through February 2nd, downtown Royal Oak. Ermanni and Edwards with MASH Show will be down there from 2 to 4 on Friday. Don't miss cool events including free ice skating, spectacular ice sculptures, live music in heated tents. Important. Marshmallow roasting, tons of food trucks. Thrills from a 300-foot zip line. There you go, spending you and easy. Have fun. And best of all, admission is free. So see you down there. Not this weekend, next weekend in Royal Oak. More information, go to winterblast.com.
All right, final segment of the show. Real quick here in the chat. Big Cuz, go get Zach LaVine, Kate and LaVine together. Good luck. No, Big Cuz, I took that to the streets, and you all killed me for it. When we would have gotten a second-round pick to take him. Mm-hmm. So, no, nobody gets to go visit that. I was in on that.
It's dead now.
It's dead now. I could have got him. I could have got paid to take him.
Yeah.
I could have got paid a draft pick to take him. But you wouldn't listen to me. So, you guys get what you get. No, I'm just kidding. But I was in on it.
Yeah.
Red Things?
Woodward Sports chat thread Phil. Who's doing the dart show? Dart show would be a triple 20.
Dart show would be sweet.
I like darts.
It is
I'm
electric.
a fan of cricket.
He's really struggled with the double 17 here on the side. He must change
D-Mac
his
knows you
positional structure here. His angle is off. Oh, folks, into the one. This could cost him.
D-Mac knows. Dude, I was a big cricket guy back in the bar days.
Oh, I love cricket.
It's the best game.
Yeah, cricket's the best game.
I'm a good darts player.
Far and away. I'd close them 20s and still attack them.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
left them 20s open, I was do-do-do-do. When you hit that triple 20, do-do-do-do. Light that scoreboard up. D-Mac, Red Wings are circling the drain again, bro.
Nah, I mean, it's just
I'm talking about the playoffs.
You know, it is. I mean, it was always getting tough. We knew it. Coming off the road 1-2-1, not what you wanted, but it's sort of treading water makes it more imperative because they're battling with Montreal and stuff like this. So it's about the way they've played. I mentioned it the other day. You know, Tom McLeod said they were reacting more than they're being reactive more than making other teams react to them. So, look for a big effort tonight. You don't have Patrick Kane, gives other guys opportunity. You know, Elmer Soderblom got called up. So, I mean, this is where we always thought, you know, they thought they'd be. They have some life. They're playing better. They're playing harder, but now they got to execute.
And as it sits right now, they are 5 points back with 6 teams.
Yeah.
That's no bueno.
No, I mean, you
Montreal's one of those teams.
You got to so what are they? 8-4-1 in their last 13. Like, I mean, you got to go 10-4-1 in
6-3-1 in their last 10.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to win the next 2 games. You know, like, it's just tough. The way that it ebbs and flows because everybody's so close that you can't afford to lose. You ripped off 7 in a row and it didn't get you. That's why little bumps in the road, like not taking care of like San Jose, hurts.
You're never gonna outrun that, man.
No, you can't.
We can talk it up all we want, but the bottom line is you're never gonna outrun it. You got 3 home games here. Montreal's coming in. Tampa Bay will be in Saturday night. They're playing great hockey again, and Monday the LA Kings are in town before you go out west. So this is D-Mac. This is the last stand, and I'm not overstating this. I'm not being grandiose media guy. I'm talking about you're 5 points back of 6 different teams. So like, and Montreal's one of them. You got to have tonight. You have to, and if they don't get this together, could be a rest in peace segment.
You know, it was off of life support back to we were operating well, and you know what? I guess we got to go get the stint.
If you're going down to the game tonight, Patrick Kane has been ruled out. He has an undisclosed injury, so no Patrick Kane tonight. So obviously that is tough.
What do you guys see? Do you guys see what I see? Like, do you see the efforts better? Or do you just, like, I see that he's getting more out of guys. You know, like, a lot of it is, you know, like, just, it's indecision. Right, when they're indecisive and not confident, but am I seeing like something that's changed? The effort has changed, the accountability has changed, and that's all you can ask for from where they've been. Are you guys seeing the same?
What do you got on it, Spenny? You watch every game, man. You're a sicko.
Yeah, I'm with D-Mac. You're seeing the better, you know, effort. You're seeing the guys go out there, but it's Patrick Kane playing well, Dylan Larkin playing well, Lucas Raymond playing well. It's the other guy. Like, you look at the secondary scoring on this team, it's still not there. Rasmussen's not doing what you wanted him to. Valeno, he had a little bit of a good streak, but he's not Comfer and Kopp. You're not getting much of anything out of those guys. So that's what it is. Like, your stars can be hot and get you through games. We already talked about how hard this road trip was going to be. That Florida to Philly trip, like that, I was extremely surprised when they did what they did to Bob and the Panthers. But still, you're not a complete team right now.
I know, and that's what would kill it. Like, they got the Florida game, but they didn't validate it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And I will say, I was disappointed with Todd McClellan's decision-making in that last minute of overtime versus Philly to put Kane and DeBrincat out there at the same time. You put Kane and DeBrincat out there, I think, with Gustafson for the last 40 seconds.
You better have the puck the whole time.
And what happens? They got beat, and boom, a goal happened immediately. I didn't like. I would have rather seen you put a two-way guy out there than Kane and DeBrincat.
I get what he was doing.
I do too. He was going for it. He was
Yeah.
going for it. I can't blame him for that.
Yeah.
I personally, on the road in Philly, where you haven't won a game in fucking 30 years,
D-Mac was the last time.
I would have played it safe, and I would have went for the shootout. But he went for the goal, and he got burnt. It happens.
Yeah. So, again.
And Kane had a good look at it. You put Kane to bring it out there. Kane had a good look at it to win the game. Didn't make the play. It sucks. But
it's come on, man. Like,
it was going to be a tough sale.
I know. I wanted.
And we knew this. Like I said, we knew this road trip was coming. We saw it. We looked at the schedule. We were like, this shit's not going to be easy.
And, of course, that's exactly when Connor McDavid's going to be coming off suspension, of course.
Isn't it funny? Because don't we just say things sometimes like to hope they, like, and it's just like if you say it, then it's
speaking into existence.
Happen. But it's right there. Mm-hmm. You live right through it. You knew it was going to be like this. It was set up. Be super surprised. I mean, like you said, the Florida thing is more of a Bob issue. He's fighting it right now, Spenny. Like, we caught him at the right time, but, we caught Tampa at the wrong time. And also, too, a little bit on I think about it this way. Now he can go to two of his best guys. I put you in the spot. You didn't get it done, right? Which brings accountability and to DeBrincat and Kane. So, like you said, he got the opportunity. So we'll see tonight. You just got to expect that 60-minute effort because Montreal's playing good. They're not going to let up.
No, they are. And by the way, too, if you do want to go to the game tonight, tickets starting as low as $19 in the second. That stuns me. For Montreal?
Yeah. Cheap tickets in Detroit?
Yeah, on Thursday.
What?
On a Thursday, too. That is wild, man. So, upper level actually starting at $15, as a matter of fact. That is stunning to me. It's Montreal.
I might go.
Yeah, man. LA Kings, Tampa's in town. That ticket's more pricey. Monday night, LA. Nobody goes to anything on Mondays. No. They don't even go to Dodgers games on Mondays. Tickets start for $14 there. So, all right. That is that for the show today. Need the Wings to get it together. Got to have it, man. And not like a bullshit overtime win either. Like there. You have to get two and stop them from getting one.
And Montreal's right there with this. This isn't in Florida. This isn't in Tampa. This is Montreal at home. This is a winnable game. This is a team that's right there with you.
Gotta have it, man. D-Mac, you're out for the week?
Yep.
What you got going on this weekend?
Alumni game Sunday. Sunday in Livonia.
Okay.
11 a.m. We'll be there.
You do a Google search of it. Get tickets if you want to roll out to that as well. You're back Tuesday?
I'll be back Tuesday.
Back on Tuesday. All right. Tomorrow, Nickel Package Friday. We'll be doing the usual drill here. You guys, we're gonna have to talk about football, guys. Other football than the Lions. We have to do it.
I guess.
Gross.
We'll have some bourbon. Maybe that'll help get us by. All right, for D-Mac, for KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase, I'm Newell. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy. Well, see you later.